straight out to Mary Kim Titla, a special guest joining us. Mary Kim, the executive director of Unity, which is United National Indian Tribal Youth, Inc. And not only that, first Native American TV journalist in Arizona, joining us. Why has Emily's case been ignored, Mary Kim?
That's a good question. And as an Indigenous woman, I feel invisible. I think that we need to ask law enforcement. I think we need to ask people who are investigating these cases why there hasn't been more priority. We have seen in our history that we are less of a priority. It's an injustice and it's outrageous. I do have some statistics. 4 in 5 Indigenous women have experienced violence in their lifetime. And the national average for the murder rate of women living on Indian reservations is 10 times the national average. There's not a good number, but we have a fairly good idea based on some numbers back from 2016 that there are 5,700 missing American Indian and Alaska Native women and girls. So, of course, we're missing a few years, and that number is now much higher. And I can personally relate to this because my own cousin was missing and murdered. My niece was missing and murdered. So, this is an injustice. And I do feel invisible, and it's a national crisis, and we want it
You know what,
addressed.
Mary Kim Titla? I want to address something you just said, that you feel invisible. Out of all the cases, and there are well over 10,000 of them, believe it or not, one of the things I have found in crime victims, whether they were child molested, whether they were raped, whether they were ag assaulted, whether they were set on fire, it's the feeling of helplessness that sticks with them forever. Forever. That feeling that there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say to fix it, and nobody is hearing you. I sometimes feel, Mary Kim Titla, that you and Lynn Shaw and Emily's family, Mr. Allred Pike Jr. with us tonight, you're just screaming out the car on 3rd Avenue. Nobody's hearing. I mean, Mary Kim, this little girl, Allred Pike Jr., your niece, was likely brutally murdered. We don't even have a COD on her because her body was dismembered, her arms and hands removed so we couldn't get an ID, but we did, put in a bag and thrown off the highway. I mean, for me, the world should stop until this is solved, Allred. But I agree with Mary Kim and Lynn Shaw. It's like nobody's hearing us scream.
Mary Kim is correct. If they did pay more attention to my niece's case, I think we would have been somewheres at this point. Like you've been hitting on, there's cameras in the Phoenix area, and they could have at least tried to track down those camera footage to see if any cameras picked her up walking or talking to anybody in the Phoenix area. My niece, is Native American, and sad to say, we felt kind of like she wasn't being prioritized to kind of make. Let me say that there was finally a task force put together this week. That's about 3 weeks after her body was found or identified. So why did it take so long for a task force to be formed? It should have been done as soon as her body was found. It's just this case has not been covered as much as it should be. Only local news has covered it, and I'm appreciative that you're covering it, and hopefully more people cover it from here on out.
Please join us on our mission to find missing people, especially children, to solve unsolved homicides. If you're on the go, catch us on your favorite podcast app where you can get all of our content where we, in our own way, seek justice.
Mesa police report Emily Pike as missing to the National Crime Information Center the evening of January 27th, the same day police got word of her disappearance. Her mother is not even informed of Emily leaving the group home until her 14-year-old daughter has been missing for a full week. Police say it is up to the group home to contact her case manager, who would then have contacted Pike's family or tribe.
Just so you know, Emily, for medical reasons, to be closer to medical treatment, was in a home, a state home. And a week passed before they even contacted the mother. I mean, do I have that wrong? With me, investigative reporter and author Susan Hendricks. She catapulted to stardom in her coverage of the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. Susan, is that right? They didn't bother to pick up the phone and tell her mother that she's missing for a week?
Absolutely. And the head of the group home, speaking to a local reporter, saying, look, we're a hands-off type of a home, meaning I don't really know what that meant, as if to say, like, she walked off and then we didn't follow her. But exactly, the mom was not notified for a week. And think about how much time was lost there. It makes you wonder, were the authorities notified? And to see how her body was found, there was trauma to her face, severe trauma. You look at it, you see that smile. It's horrifying.
I don't understand this. Is there some glitch that I don't understand? Allred Pike Jr., this is Emily's uncle, joining us. Why wasn't the family informed for a solid week that Emily was missing? Is she that disposable?
Those are answers that I don't have. And it just goes back to what you're saying. She wasn't prioritized. And that week, we could have reached out, had people out there looking for her, social media, maybe the news, send people out there to look for her. And that week is a long time. A lot could have happened. A lot of things could happen.
Stars! Allred, you're so right. I mean, when you're looking for a missing child, an hour delay is bad enough. Just think, if she's in a vehicle, she was found, what, like 100 miles away? Everybody correct me if I've got any facts wrong, because they matter. Think of it, 60 mph, an hour, she'd be 60 miles away. And a week passes before the family is even told. It's not the first time a child goes missing from a so-called home. The case of Serenity Dennard haunts me to this day.
It was 10:45 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Serenity is in the gym at the Black Hills Children's Home. Serenity then ran out of the building at 11 a.m. At 12:26 p.m., a 911 call goes out to the Pennington County Sheriff's Department.
There was an 80-minute delay before 911 was called, and that's just inexplicable. I think it was a matter of, it was a Super Bowl Sunday. People there were, well, let's look for her. She had run off in the past. Let's find her on our own first. But an hour and 20 minutes really is, that raises a big question mark about the judgment of those employees.
We got our dog teams out searching for Serenity. We got a large crew up in the woods. We got launched on time this morning, and we're just going to work for as long as we can today. And again, our plan and our number one goal is to bring Serenity home today, and hopefully we can do that.
Joining me right now, a special guest, Chief Medical Examiner, District 2 of the ME's office in Florida, forensic pathologist, neuropathologist, and toxicologist, Dr. Thomas Coyne. Dr. Coyne, thank you for being with us. I'm sure that you have dealt with dismemberment cases in the past. Why is it, if you could explain in simple terms, why we cannot get a COD, cause of death, on Emily?
Sure. For several reasons, perhaps. One, because obviously this body was found dismembered within bags, probably out in the environment for weeks. And so there was probably a considerable amount of decomposition. It could blur our ability to see the injuries as they would have existed at the time of death. Also, there may very well be injuries present, but not fatal injuries. So in other words, there was wounds, I believe, described of the face, and by themselves, they may simply not be fatal injuries or severe enough for them to say, here is the cause of death. Alternatively, there may also be toxicology reports that are pending. I know a lot of times in these cases, we want to have an answer right away, but medical examiner's offices may very well pend the cause of death for other investigations to come forward. Therefore, they can get the answer correct in the end. I know myself in these cases, I'm always in direct communication with law enforcement and family. I'm letting them know what I'm thinking of, what I think the cause of death is, but we want to make sure in the end we get it correct.